Have you ever played a game that really felt like an epic saga? Not just, fun, but a story so grand it spans
Oh,
generation.
yeah, where every single choice feels like has real weight rippling through time. It's pretty rare.
Exactly. And today you're joining us for a deep dive into one of those games. Fire Emblem, Genealogy of the Holy War.
Saizen no Kifu in Japan, or yeah, just a Holy War.
Yeah.
A classic 96 Super Famicom title. Really set a benchmark for strategy RPGs.
Right. And for anyone maybe not super familiar with SRPGs, think of it like chess meets an RPG. You've got your characters on a grid map.
Moving them strategically.
Mm.
But these characters, they level up, get gear, learn skills. It's got that RPG depth.
And the crucial part, especially for Holy War, is the stakes. Every move matters because, well, permadeath is very much a thing. If a character falls, they're gone for good.
It's brutal, yeah. The 90s were like this golden age for SRPGs, wasn't it? Holy War, Tactics Ogre, Shining Force,
Right.
Big Three.
Definitely. The genre's changed a lot since then. You see Fire Emblem adapting with stuff like Three Houses.
Right.
So, our mission today, we're diving deep into Holy War. We want to unpack its, frankly, ambitious design, its innovative mechanics, and yeah, that huge tragic story across 2 generations.
We're looking beyond just the plot points, trying to get at why it's seen as such a masterpiece. It's more than just the combat, you know? It's like reading a really dense, moving book.
Totally.
And it really is epic. The creator, Shuzo Kaga, he saw Holy War as his most complete and personal Fire Emblem vision.
Wasn't it originally planned to be even bigger? Like 3 generations?
Yeah, exactly. Sigurd, Silas, and then a future mixed blood generation.
Mm.
But development costs, the SMC's lifespan, they ended up doing just the 2. But that ambition, it still totally comes through.
I heard about cut content too, like the 12 demon generals were meant to have full backstories.
That's the rumor. Reduced to just powerful bosses, it shows the scale they were aiming for. But even with cuts, the innovations were huge. Things that became series staples.
So what stands out most for you? What's the defining innovation?
Oh, hands down, the love and marriage system. It sounds maybe a bit quirky, but it's this brilliant, almost cruel mechanic.
Cruel how?
Because it forces you, the player, to make these deeply strategic choices that are also emotional. Knowing that who you pair up affects everything, generations later, characters fall in love just by standing near each other.
They build up affection, then boom, automatic marriage. And they get love skills too.
Yeah, subtle bonuses in battle,
Yeah.
but the real kicker is the child inheritance.
Okay, this is where it gets wild, right? The pairings directly dictate the stats and skills of the kids in the next generation.
Exactly. And it creates this interesting dynamic where mothers are usually fixed characters, but the dads, they're kind of like, well, studs. You strategically choose to pass on the best traits.
So give us an example. How does that play out?
Okay, take 18, she's a knight. Pair her with Jamka, the archer. Their son gets continuous attack and pursuit, really strong offensive skills, and starts with Jamka's bow. But pair her with, say, Priest Claude, who has no combat skills. Their son is, well, let's just say, not combat ready.
Yeah.
Starts with a holy staff he can't even use.
And the hair thing?
Oh, yeah. Both parents have yellow hair. The kid has blue hair. The game just sort of leaves that there. Laughs.
Okay, wow. And then there's the holy blood system on top of that.
Right. The lore is built around these 12 ancient holy warriors. Only their direct descendants, people with holy blood, can wield the super powerful holy weapons.
And these aren't just stat sticks, they give special skills too.
Exactly. Like Forseti, the holy wind tome, gives massive boost to evasion and critical hits. So suddenly, planning those pairings becomes absolutely vital to make sure the next generation can even use these game-changing weapons.
Man, the strategy layer just keeps getting deeper.
It's incredibly nuanced, like Levin and Furia. That's almost a default pairing. They have a conversation, boom, max affection. Their son gets Forseti in pursuit. Their daughter, super fast Pegasus Knight.
What about some less obvious ones?
Okay, how about Diyu, the thief, and Princess Brigid? Their son gets a holy bow and the thief's bargain skill. Lets you repair powerful gear for dirt cheap. Super useful.
That sounds amazing, actually. What about someone like Ira, the swordswoman?
Ira's great because she's so versatile. She already has Meteor Sword, which is amazing. Pair with Finn, their kids get double EXP. Pair with Jamka, they get continuous attack. Just don't pair her with Holin.
Why not Holin? Another swordsman sounds good.
You'd think, but his big skill is Moonlight Sword, and it basically becomes redundant with Ira's Meteor Sword. So yeah, it's wasted potential. People still debate these pairings online today. It's that deep.
That's fascinating. And you mentioned it wasn't a huge seller initially.
Yeah, critically acclaimed in Japan, but sales were just okay at first. It really grew into its classic status over time through fan communities, online discussion. Now it's often called the most classic and tragic Fire Emblem.
And the tragedy really comes through in the story, doesn't it? It's not just flavor text.
Not at all. The narrative drives everything. The world, Yggdrasil, has this incredibly dark history. Centuries ago, there was this evil Lopter cult.
Right. Worshipping a dark god, established an empire, committed atrocities like child massacres. Grim stuff.
Really grim. Until eventually the Dragon King Naga empowers 12 holy warriors who overthrow them. Peace returns, but that dark history, those bloodlines, they don't just disappear.
And that sets the stage for Sigurd, the hero of the first generation.
Exactly. His story is, well, it's a tragedy. He starts as this noble, idealistic lord in Granval, trying to protect his friends, his lands, from what seemed like simple barbarian raids.
Rescuing his friend 18, gathering allies like Quan, his brother-in-law who's like super powerful.
Yeah, descendant of an earth holy warrior. Sigurd even meets and marries Diodora, this mysterious woman from a forest. Seems straightforward.
But it's not. He starts uncovering conspiracies, right? How Princess Ira finds out her country's invasion was faked. And his marriage to Diodora, that has huge unforeseen consequences.
Huge, because Sigurd, despite meaning well, gets systematically framed. Political rivals, the remnants of that dark cult. They turn him into a traitor in the eyes of his own kingdom.
That's rough. Even his friend Eldigan gets caught up in it.
Yeah, Eldigan, another holy warrior descendant. He tries to mediate, gets imprisoned, and then Shagall, the guy Sigurd just defeated but spared, forces Eldigan to fight Sigurd.
Oh, man.
It's an unavoidable death. You, the player, have to watch Sigurd's friend charge him, knowing there's no other way. It's one of the first really big gut punches. Sigurd then kills Shagall in revenge, but the damage is done.
And it just keeps getting worse for Sigurd, doesn't it?
Relentlessly. His wife Diodora is abducted by the cult. Turns out she has the Dark God's bloodline, needed for its revival. Then his sister Ethelyn and Quan, they're trying to reach him to help.
Oh, the Yi Desert ambush. I've heard about that.
Yeah, ambushed by dragon knights from Thracia. Quan's wielding the holy spear Gaebolg, but the desert terrain cripples his cavalry. They're killed. Their young daughter is taken, the spear lost. Players still talk about how shocking that scene was.
It's just brutal.
And it all leads to the Barhara massacre. Sigurd finally gets proof he was framed, defeats the main conspirator, gets his father's holy sword turfing, sends his own young son Celis away to safety. He thinks he's won.
But he hasn't.
No. Arvis, this duke who seemed neutral, maybe even an ally, he announces Sigurd's exonerated, invites him to the capital, Barhara, for commendation.
That's a trap?
The ultimate trap. Sigurd arrives, sees Diodora again, but she's lost her memories, and she's Arvis's empress now. Sigurd realizes Arvis was behind it all, working with the dark cult. Then ambush. Mages, elite soldiers. Sigurd and his entire loyal army are wiped out.
Wow. Just wiped out the protagonist.
And absolutely stunning for players at the time. It cemented the game's reputation for just not pulling any punches.
So what happens after that? Arvis takes over.
He does. Unifies the continent, becomes emperor. And initially, he actually rules well. He has this ideal of ending discrimination, creating a better world.
There's always a but in this story, isn't there?
Laughs. Pretty much. His son Julius starts awakening as the vessel for the dark god Lopter, and the empire slowly descends back into darkness and depravity under Julius's influence. Which brings us to Gen 2.
Right. 17 years later, the focus shifts to Celis, Sigurd's son. He's been hiding out in Isaac.
Yep, and now he starts a liberation army. It's all about confronting that dark legacy, fighting for redemption. You really feel how the first generation's choices created this messed up world.
And old faces reappear, but changed.
Yeah, Raven, who you knew as Levin, the cheerful bard, he's back. Survived Barhara somehow.
Yeah.
Much more serious now, acts as Celis' strategist. Later hinted he made a dragon contract to survive, which explains the personality shift.
A dragon contract. Okay.
And he brings Yuria, this amnesiac girl who's key to everything. Plus, other kids from Gen 1 start showing up.
Like Leif, Quan, and Ethelyn's son.
Exactly. He's leading his own resistance down in Thracia. Shanann, who protected Celis as a baby, comes back as this master swordsman with a holy sword. And Ares.
Eldigan's son.
Yeah, wielding his father's demon sword, Mistletoe.
Yeah.
Feels like you're getting a chance to reclaim some of what was lost, you know. Give these kids a better fate.
Does Celis confront Thracia, where his aunt and uncle died?
He does. And it gets complicated. He encounters this female dragon knight with the gay bulg, the lost holy spear. Turns out it's Eldiana,
Leif's sister, Quan and Ethelyn's daughter.
the very one. Raised by King Trabant, the guy who killed her parents. Trabant even admits it. It's intense. Her brother Arion has to fake killing her just to get her away from Trabant's rage so she can join Leif.
Man, the family drama is nonstop.
Absolutely. And then you get the really big reveal about Yuria.
The amnesiac girl.
Yep. She gets captured by the cult. Turns out her mother Sid had Lopter blood. Sid had Arvis with Emperor Victor. Then she had an affair with Prince Kurth, who was Diodora's father.
Wait. So Arvis and Diodora?
Are half-siblings, both carrying that latent dark god blood. And their children, Julius and Yuria. Julius got the direct Lopter inheritance, became the vessel, even killed his own mother, Diodora. Yuria inherited the light, was saved, found by Raven.
Yeah.
And yeah, that also makes Yuria Celis's half-sister.
Okay, my head's spinning a little. That's complex.
It ties everything together. And it explains Arvis's tragic end. He started as an idealist, right? But got manipulated.
Yeah.
Now, in Gen 2, he's powerless against his own son, Julius, who's doing child sacrifices.
So what does Arvis do?
His last act is one of redemption. He helps some captured kids escape and makes sure Sigurd's holy sword, Turfing, gets past to Celis before Celis confronts him.
Wow. So it all comes back to Barhara for the final showdown.
It does. Celis's army versus Julius, who is Lopter now, and Manfroy, the cult leader. Yuri is there but brainwashed.
So you have to save her first.
Yeah, sadly. Defeat Manfroy, break the mind control. Yuria gets the Naga Tome, the Holy Light Book, the only thing that can beat Lopter. Celis uses Turfing. Yuria uses Naga. They defeat Julius, seal the Dark God away again.
And peace. Finally.
Peace, finally. The companions go off to rebuild their lands. Celis becomes the Holy King. But there's this little detail. Raven, or Levin, is seen just wandering. He doesn't go back to Cilicia.
Confirming the dragon contract thing?
Yeah.
That he really died back at Barhara?
Pretty much. A subtle hint that only his son, Ced, seems to pick up on. It leaves you with this slightly melancholic feeling even after the victory.
So, wrapping this all up, Holy War isn't just a game, is it? It feels like reading Homer or something, an actual epic.
It really does. It's not just good versus evil. It's this tragic tangle of different viewpoints, different fates, all colliding.
The motivations are so complex. You mentioned Arvis, the idealist who fell.
Yeah, and Trabant, the Dragon King, invading. He wasn't just greedy. He was fighting for his people and resource, poor Thracia. He saw war as necessary for survival.
Even the villains, the Loctor cult. Their evil came from centuries of persecution, hatred passed down until revenge was all they knew.
It drives home that idea. In real history, there's rarely absolute black or white, just different goals, different choices, people who history remembers as heroes or failures.
So thinking about this deep dive into Holy War's complexity, what does it make you consider about how we view heroes and villains, maybe even in our own world, our own stories? It definitely leaves you thinking, doesn't it?